everyone, welcome back to another brand new video and Ninja reaction. This is me Ima,
me Asha.
So guys, আজকে আমাদের video title India Future Global Superpower. নামটা কিন্তু খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং। টাইটেলটা শুনেই বুঝতে পেরেছেন যে কিসের উপরে আমাদের আজকের টপিকটি।
আজকে আমরা ইন্ডিয়ার ফিউচারের
সুপার পাওয়ার দেখব,
সেই পাওয়ারের উপরে আমরা রিঅ্যাকশন দেব এবং এখন কিছু না বলি, মনে হয় আমরা ভিডিওটা দেখি সেটাই বেটার, দেন আমরা এই বিষয়ে আলোচনা করি। এখনই যদি সব বলে দিই তাহলে ভিডিওটার দেখার মজাটাই থাকবে না,
রাইট? ইন্টারেস্টিং
একদম। আর ভিডিওটি শুরু করার আগে এখনো কেন বসে আছেন, ফোনটা হাতে নিন, সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন। করছেন তো?
একদম। এবং পাশে থাকা বেল আইকন বাটনটি ক্লিক করুন, এতে আমাদের নোটিফিকেশন, যদি কোনো ভিডিও আমরা আপলোড দিই তো তাড়াতাড়ি ফার্স্ট নোটিফিকেশন আপনিই পাবেন।
একদম। যদি আমাদেরকে ভালোবেসে থাকেন এবং পছন্দ করেন, যদি নোটিফিকেশন পেতে চান তাহলে অবশ্যই সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন।
একদম। এন্ড গাইস, আমাদের ইনস্টাগ্রাম আইডির লিংক ফলো করতে হলে নিচে ডেসক্রিপশন বক্সে দেখুন, ফলো করুন। আজ আমি খুব টায়ার্ড।
তো চলুন বন্ধুরা, যেহেতু টায়ার্ড, আগে আমরা ভিডিওটাই দেখি।
একদম, আমি কথা গুলিয়ে যাচ্ছি, সো আগে থেকে ক্ষমা চেয়ে নিচ্ছি।
India is quickly transforming into a global superpower. For thousands of years, India has been a center for human civilization, a heart for trade, religion, history, and culture. The subcontinent has hosted some of the largest empires in history, who exerted influence throughout the continent and beyond. However, for much of the 19th and 20th centuries, India lacked global influence. Divided among many empires and kingdoms, it was unable to unite. Then, on August 15th, 1947, India was granted independence from the United Kingdom, along with neighboring Pakistan. However, just 2 months later, armed conflict broke out between the religiously divided nations in the region of Kashmir. Over the next 25 years, India and Pakistan fought in 2 more wars. This conflict, combined with excessive government regulations on the economy, limited development. Then, in 1991, the Indian government began a massive economic liberalization program. Import tariffs and taxes were reduced, while markets were deregulated. This policy brought in massive amounts of foreign investment, boosting the country's industrial and service sectors. From 1991 to 2019, India's GDP by purchasing power parity increased 772%, from 1.1 to 9.56 trillion US dollars. Meanwhile, India's population soared. Since 1960, India's population has increased 209%, from 450 million to 1.39 billion people in 2021. Over the coming decades, this population growth will continue. By 2027, India's population is projected to surpass China's, making it the most populous country in the world. And by 2050, its population is projected to reach 1.64 billion people. This growth will keep India young and its labor force large. Over the next 30 years, while China, the US, and Europe's labor forces decline, India's will grow, providing a major economic advantage. In fact, by 2050, India's GDP by PPP is projected to pass the US's to 43.2 trillion US dollars, making it the second largest economy in the world after China. This growth will boost the country's GDP per capita. By 2050, it's projected to reach $26,000, nearly 4 times its value in 2019. This is a little less than Russia's today. However, India's economic growth is not guaranteed. Currently, the country's infrastructure, which is key to attracting investment and fueling further development, is largely inadequate. To improve its infrastructure, attract investment, and foster economic growth, India is pursuing many large-scale mega-projects. The first is the $90 billion Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, a massive infrastructure corridor currently under construction. It will have rail lines, airports, highways, smart cities, power projects, and ports. After this is complete, India hopes to develop several more corridors between Amritsar, Delhi and Kolkata, Mumbai and Bengaluru, Bengaluru and Chennai and Visakhapatnam. These corridors, along with other projects, will form a golden quadrilateral of infrastructure between the megacities of Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai. In addition to its corridors, India is pursuing a $75 billion national road and highways program called Bharatmala. The Delhi-Mumbai, Delhi-Amritsar, Katra, and Ganga expressways, along with the Char Dham Highway, are part of this initiative. Along with this, India has created Sagarmala, a $116 billion program to build new megaports, improve the current ones, and establish 14 coastal economic zones. The Trivandrum International Seaport, which is under construction on the country's southern tip, is part of this program. Along with infrastructure, India is constructing new cities to attract investment. In the state of Gujarat, it is building Dholara and Gift City, two brand new greenfield smart cities. Meanwhile, it is continuously developing Navi Mumbai, where it is building a $2.2 billion international airport. Hopefully, these mega projects and smaller ones will successfully attract investment and boost economic growth, making India a global economic powerhouse. In addition to its infrastructure mega projects, India has several major advantages that will help lift it to superpower status. First of all, its shape naturally provides the country with lots of coastline. Almost all of the country is within 1,000 kilometers of ocean. This natural advantage improves the efficiency of getting goods to port. In addition, India's vast coastline strategically sits along one of the world's busiest shipping routes. This situation brings plenty of business to its already existent ports, and will do so for its new trade hubs and smart cities. Furthermore, India now serves as the largest democracy in the world, right in the center of Asia. Because of this, it is able to politically influence both countries in the Middle East and Southeast Asia, along with China, while garnering the political support of other world democracies. Throughout the past decade, India has improved its ties with other major democracies around the world, including with the US and many European nations. During this time, it has also worked to develop friendly ties with China and has tried to improve relations with Pakistan. And since Narendra Modi became Prime Minister in 2014, India has increased its assertiveness and leadership in foreign affairs. It has openly challenged China on disputes in the South China Sea, has increased its aid and interference in other countries, and has publicly expressed its opinions on international events. In the future, India will almost certainly increase its assertiveness in foreign politics. While India's political influence expands, its military will grow. For the last 3 decades, India has kept its defense spending budget at around 2.5% of its GDP. Because of this, India's defense budget has skyrocketed along with its economy. In 2019, it spent $71.7 billion on its military, almost double its budget a decade before. Nowadays, it has the 3rd largest defense budget in the world, behind the US and China. And according to the Global Firepower Index, in 2021, India has the 4th strongest military in the world. Behind China, it has the 2nd highest amount of available manpower and the 2nd most active personnel in the world. It also has the 4th strongest air and land forces and the 9th strongest naval force. India is already a global military power. If it keeps bolstering its armed forces, it will soon be a military superpower. While India's political and military influences expand, its technological and cultural influences will do the same. India's space agency, ISRO, is the 9th largest in the world and is quickly advancing. It has sent 2 unmanned spacecraft to the moon and owns one of the 8 operational satellites orbiting Mars. In late 2021, it will launch Chandrayaan-3, which will hopefully land a rover on the moon. Currently, it is developing a crewed orbital spacecraft and other satellites to study Mars, Venus, and the Sun. Like India's defense budget, ISRO's budget is also increasing rapidly. In the future, India will certainly be a major player in space exploration. In addition, India is participating in other technology sectors. It is part of the ITER program for nuclear fusion and is helping advance biotechnology, IT, the medical field, and many other technologies. Lastly, India's cultural influence is expanding. The Indian film industry, Bollywood, is the largest in the world by box office revenue and tickets sold. Not only is it popular in India, its movies are attracting millions globally, especially in Africa. In addition, Indian cuisine, music, festivities, and fashion have all found expanding global markets. This cultural influence is also being spread by India's overseas population. India has the largest overseas population in the world, with 32 million people of Indian origin living abroad. Many of these individuals have found success, forming strong bridges and links. In the UK and the US, they are the highest income ethnic demographic. In the future, India's overseas population will continue to spread its culture. Finally, not only are Indian people going to foreign countries, foreign people are going to India. In 2018, 17.4 million tourists visited the country. This is still relatively low, making India the 23rd most popular tourist destination in the world. However, with a rich history and beautiful sights, tourism is growing rapidly. In 2018, India received over 3 times as many tourists as a decade before. By 2028, it's projected that India will receive 30.5 million tourists, almost double 2018. These tourists will contribute to the economy and absorb the nation's rich culture, spreading India's global influence. Despite all these optimistic trends and predictions, India still has some major problems to overcome. First of all, climate change presents a huge threat. India has the highest social cost of carbon in the world, which is a measure of the economic harm caused by emitting 1 ton of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. India's is $86 per ton. For comparison, the United States has the second highest cost at $48. In India, global warming is increasing the frequency of heat waves, and sea level rise will flood coastlines, especially in West Bengal, Odisha, and Gujarat. Extreme precipitation events are becoming more common, and the monsoon is shifting. Lastly, air pollution is creating major health issues. Another issue is overpopulation. If managed poorly, India's population growth could increase poverty and unemployment while decreasing food security. Furthermore, terrorism is a threat. According to the Global Terrorism Index, in 2020, India was the 8th most impacted country in the world by terrorism. The country's north and northeastern regions are repeatedly attacked by Islamic groups in Kashmir, Sikh separatists in Punjab, and secessionist groups in Assam. Although terrorism has decreased in recent years, it still serves as a threat to Indian people and a deterrent for tourism. Another issue is social division. The nation is still fighting to remove the legacy of its centuries-old caste system. Currently, many lower caste individuals lack education and economic opportunities. On top of all this, India is now dealing with the coronavirus, which has caused an estimated 155,000 deaths as of February 2021 and decreased the Indian GDP by 8% in 2020. And still, India has border disputes with China and Pakistan. During the summer of 2020, the Chinese and Indian militaries engaged in skirmishes near the country's disputed border. Lastly, massive protests have broken out against 3 Farm Acts passed by the Indian Parliament. This, combined with growing ethnic and religious division, threatens the country's stability. Despite all these issues, India is developing quickly. India's economy, military, and cultural and political influences are expanding, setting it up for global superpower status. What do you think? Will India become a global superpower? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, it would be amazing if you like and subscribe for more videos very similar to this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
তো আমাদের ফ্যানদের আগেই জানাচ্ছি আমাদের তরফ থেকে অনেক অনেক সরি, অনেক দুঃখিত আমরা, কারণ সবাই জানেন এখন চারপাশে খুব বিয়ের মৌসুম চলছে, আমাদের পাশেও বিয়ের মৌসুম চলছে। এখন আমরা বলতে তো পারি না আমরা রিয়াকশন দেবো আপনারা গানটা বন্ধ করুন, এটা বলাও যায় না, বিয়ে তো মানুষ একবারই করে, তাই না? বলা যায় না অবশ্য। সো গাইস, ওটা আপনারা ইগনোর করবেন, আমাদের ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড মিউজিকটা আপনারা ইগনোর করেন, আপনারা আমাদের রিয়াকশন দেখুন, আমাদের ভিডিওর দিকে মনোযোগ দিন। জানি একটু ডিস্টার্ব হবে আপনাদের, বাট তাও আমরা অনেক দুঃখিত, কিছু করার নেই,
অনেক দুঃখিত আপনাদের কাছে।
সো যদি আমরা ভিডিওর কথা বলি, তো আমি সবার প্রথম একটা কথাই বলবো যে ইন্ডিয়া কিন্তু কালচারাল অ্যান্ড উৎসব এইসবের দিক থেকে কিন্তু অনেক এগিয়ে আছে,
অনেক এগিয়ে আছে।
হ্যাঁ, বিশেষ করে কালচারের দিক থেকে। আমি শুধু কালচার কেন, ফুড থেকে শুরু করে যে কোনো ওকেশন,
আইটি বলো, এডুকেশন বলো, গ্লোবালের দিক দিয়ে বলো, সব দিক দিয়ে, পপুলেশন রাইট,
পপুলেশন সব দিক থেকেই আগানো,
এবং কোথা থেকে কোথায় পৌঁছে গেছে ইন্ডিয়া। এবং সেটা একটা জিনিস দেখো যে জিডিপি থেকে শুরু করে সবকিছুই, মানে তাদের কিন্তু সবকিছু এখন আপ, কোনোটা কিন্তু ডাউনসের দিকে নেই। এবং এত দ্রুত যে ইন্ডিয়া এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে এবং সুপার পাওয়ারে যে আসছে, এবং চায়নার মতো একটা শহরকে টক্কর দেওয়ার মতো একটা পাল্লা হয়ে গেছে, অলমোস্ট ডান ইন্ডিয়া। আশা করি চায়নাকে উত্তরায় যেন তারা চলে যেতে পারে, এটাই আমরা আশা করি।
এবং কিন্তু নতুন নতুন ডিজিটাল প্রযুক্তিও আসছে ফিউচারে, অনেক আরো সুপার পাওয়ার,
একদম সব দিক দিয়ে, মানে কথাই এখানে যতটুকু আমরা দেখলাম ভিডিওতে, যতটুকু জানলাম, তো আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে সুপার পাওয়ারের কম কিছু না এখানে। সুপার পাওয়ারের জন্য
খুব ভালোভাবে ডেসক্রাইব করা হয়েছে এখানে ভিডিওটার মাধ্যমে,
এখানে আমরা উদাহরণস্বরূপ পেয়েছি। এবং যিনি এখানে উপস্থাপন করেছেন
তার প্রেজেন্টেশন কিন্তু অনেক সুন্দর করে করেছেন, এবং একটা ধাপ ধরে আমাদের দেখিয়ে দিয়েছেন, ভালো করে বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছেন আমাদের। সো আমাদের বুঝতে তো কোনো অসুবিধা হয়নি, এবং আশা করি আপনাদেরও বুঝতে কোনো অসুবিধা হবে না, দেখলেই বুঝতে পারবেন। তো বেশি কথা আর না বাড়াই, কারণ এক কথা বারবার শুনতে আপনাদেরও ভালো লাগবে না, যে ভিডিওতে যা বলছে আমরা ওটা আবার ভাঙাই একটু বললাম, আপনাদেরও ভালো লাগবে না। সো বেশি কথা বলবো না। যদি আমাদের ভিডিওতে ভালো লেগে থাকে অবশ্যই লাইক, কমেন্ট, শেয়ার করবেন এবং সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন তো অবশ্যই। সো গাইস, আজ এ পর্যন্ত বিদায় নিচ্ছি, ফিরে আসবো আমাদের নতুন কোনো ভিডিও নিয়ে, আমাদের নতুন রিয়াকশনের সাথে। ততক্ষণ পর্যন্ত আমাদের চ্যানেলের অন্যান্য ভিডিওগুলো আপনারা ভিজিট করতে পারেন, অনেক অনেক ভিডিও আছে আমাদের। সো গাইস, স্টে টিউনড, থ্যাঙ্কস ফর ওয়াচিং।